afternoon, Excellencies, the Ambassador of Japan, Mr. Knut Ostby, diplomats, police officers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is of immense pleasure to me to be standing here today and launching the annual police plans of the newly merged districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. I, being in the steering role of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa police, nobody can be happier than me to see things progressing towards peace, towards development, towards an environment in which people can indulge in their daily activities without fearing the loss of their lives, their liberty, their property, and most of all, the honor. It is a long journey, and as we started this session today, and as I entered the hall, and I was having an informal chat with the Excellency the Ambassador, Mr. Knut, and I was telling him that it is going to take a bit of time and a lot of effort to basically mainstream those areas which Abbas Ahsan very aptly described as the frontier of the frontier, and to mainstream them and bring them at par with the settled areas of not only KP but other urban centers of Pakistan. It has been about 3.5 years that we embarked on this journey, and slowly and gradually we are proceeding ahead. We inherited about 26,000 levies in Khasadar, and as my people, the police officers and others from our own country know, but probably for the diplomats I would need to explain that those are the basically vestiges of the tribal policing. And to mainstream them into the regular police force, we had to impart training to them, and out of the 26,000, we have been able to impart basic police training to about 22,000. Now that constitutes more than 85%, 90%, and we are slowly going into an area where my people can, from the other settled districts, go into the tribal areas and enforce the law as per the law of the land. It is not merely the law enforcement that is taking place there, it is bringing the constitutional rights of the promised constitutional rights that are available to the citizens of this country. Those are also now being shared by the people in the erstwhile FATA, presently NMDs, the newly merged districts. The government of Japan, the UNDP, the UNODC, the INL, and various hosts of other international community organizations, and also some local NGOs have been giving us a complete hand of support. And as the presentation that we saw today clearly expresses the desire of the international community to have a peaceful Pakistan, so that we can move towards a peaceful world. And I remember a very long time back when there was this concert in London, and all those this was probably late 80s, I don't exactly remember, but it was a concert in which all the singers, and Michael Jackson and Tiffany and etc., they were there, and we are the world, and we are the children, and we are the ones to make a brighter day, etc., etc. I won't really know the words, but that is the goal, that is the dream that we are going forward to. And in order to achieve that, we have to work relentlessly, tirelessly, and with vigor, with energy. And so far, the results are excellent. I have the district police officers, the police chiefs of the ex-tribal areas, the present NMDs, sitting here, and I keep talking to them, meeting them, and asking for their needs, requirements, and trying to fulfill from our limited resources, and also keep getting support and assistance from the international community. So I would say that it is a long journey, but it is not an endless journey. It is a journey where we will reach and we will be able to claim that there no more was a FATA, there no more is an NMD. These are all districts of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So we would not even say newly merged districts. So this terminology, newly merged, should be abolished in times to come. As long as there is focus for development and resources and training, etc., they will continue to be called the newly merged districts, but then ultimately they will be 7 additional districts of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. So that is what we are looking at and trying to go forward to. In the last about 3 years, we have constructed 58 new police stations, 7 naturally with the support of the Japanese government. Excellency has been very, very generous in that. But other than that, a total of 58 police stations, 54 police posts, and this year alone we are going for another 53 police stations. So it's a lot of work that is going on there. And as I told you at the very outset in the beginning, that we have, out of the 26,000, we have trained more than 22,000, and those 4,000 remaining will be imparted training by the end of this year, and we will have these people trained, but only basic training. They will continue to be requiring further training needs, and I have the additional IG elite force here, and in the last about 3 months we have sent 670 more individuals to be imparted counter-terrorism training, so that there are local people available to fight terrorism rather than having people from other districts or settled areas. And as in the beginning it was narrated as one of the strategic options that we have, that the tribal police, the levies Khasadar, do not accept police officers from outside except that of the person of the district police officer, who is the police chief. So they say that, okay, you may send in a police chief from the settled district or a regular police officer as the police chief, but under the district police officer, we would continue to be there. Neither we would be sent out of the district, nor anyone else will be brought into that district. And those were the initial conditions that were agreed upon between them and the then naturally leadership. So it's a very challenging thing that we have to continue with those either untrained or ill-trained or maybe not so much disciplined people until we can find a solution. And we have found a few solutions in that. We are sending in specialized police officers with skills that they do not have. And we tell them that for conducting investigations, we are sending police officers from settled areas. For conducting CTD, counterterrorism department operations, the leadership investigating those cases will have to be sent from outside. Similarly, officers from the elite, they are also going at the moment from outside their districts. So we are introducing police from outside of the districts, and also giving them a window for opportunity to serve in the settled district. That way, ultimately, when we say mainstreaming, this is the project and this is the vision, that we would mainstream them into, so that it becomes one police force of the province rather than having different pockets, having different sets of standards and mindsets. We also are going to recruit about 2,000 men in the newly merged districts this year alone. These new recruitments are basically based on the persons who have retired and against the positions that have fallen vacant. But this time around, we are going to go through a competitive examination, which is to be conducted by a testing agency. Unlike in the past, where people, because of their family connection, would be allowed a job. Now we say that jobs would not be available on the basis of family. We would have an examination and everybody is free to compete. An allowance has been made for our female population there. We have lowered the standards. The standards that have been prescribed for the settled districts, we have lowered those standards so that there is a greater opportunity, and some of the ladies or better halves, we are trying to give them an opportunity so that some deal that they just cannot refuse, and that way we hope that we would be having lady police officers in the tribal districts, which at present may be under 10 or 12 at the moment. We would like to, and the vision is ultimately